Hi, I'm Kirk David Lyons, Chief Trial Counsel of the Southern Legal Resource Center with Part 2 of What is a Confederate Southern American? Well, millions of you out there Southerners are Confederate Southern Americans. As we discussed in Part 1, the national origin statutes of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 define that national origin is where your ancestors came from. More importantly, for purposes of discrimination, if where your ancestors came from is a basis of discrimination, you're fired from your job, suspended from school, whatever, that is proof that there is national origin discrimination based on your ancestry. So, if you want to know where to find it, national origin is in the United States Code, 42 United States Code 2000E. It's also defined broadly as an individual or his ancestor's place of origin, or because an individual has the physical, cultural, or linguistic characteristics of a national origin group. You can find that at 29 Code of Federal Regulations, Section 1606.1. So, national origin is the place of your ancestry. Because the Confederate States of America was an independent country, or even if the federal government does not recognize that, if you believe that the Confederate States of America was an independent country, and that is the basis upon which you're being discriminated, harassed, humiliated, defamed, whatever, then that is a legitimate place of origin and constitutes national origin discrimination. So, millions of people in this country can be Confederate Southern Americans. The problem is nobody knows about it. Most Confederate Southern Americans are just part of the fabric of Southern society, and they do not know that they have this special status, and they did not know this until about 20 years ago, actually more than 20 years ago. Groups like the NAACP and different state and local governments started trying to get rid of the Confederate battle flag. Now, the Confederate battle flag is a venerated symbol of the Southern people, all Southern people, but now specifically Confederate Southern Americans. In 1900, for instance, almost all Southerners would have qualified as Confederate Southern Americans. But now, as we're now in the 21st century, as the South has been inundated with people from other places, as our culture has been watered down, as people have been told that the Confederate battle flag is a symbol of hate and a symbol of hate groups, and et cetera, ad nauseum, more and more people have turned their back on their Southern heritage, so that we who still venerate the Confederate battle flag as a venerated symbol of our heritage and ancestry, those of us who still stand when Dixie is played, those of us who still celebrate Confederate Memorial Day, whether it be May 10th or April 26th, those of us that still celebrate Robert E. Lee's birthday, those of us that still celebrate Jefferson Davis's birthday on June 3rd, those of us that still wear Confederate costumes, those of us that are members of the Sons of Confederate Veterans, the United Daughters of the Confederacy, the Children of the Confederacy, we are a remnant. We are what's left of all those Southerners that were proud of their Confederate ancestry. We're what's left. We are Confederate Southern Americans. And so we can legitimately claim that status, and to put the government on notice how many of us are out there, we have asked that people put this status, name this status on the census when the census form comes. So that's why it is important to write down our Confederate nationality. We will have further discussions about what it is to be a Confederate Southern American, but for right now, if you have not filled out your census form, go to the question number 9 on race. Don't fill that one out. Go down to some other race. Check some other race. Write in Confed Southern Am, Confederate Southern American, for the census, and let's go after the census and find out how many of us did that. So this is Kirk D. Lyons, Part 2 of What is a Confederate Southern American. Make your most generous donation possible, if you can, to the Southern Legal Resource Center, P.O. Box 1235, Black Mountain, North Carolina, 28711. Please come see us on Facebook. Thank you.